Hi, welcome to the Inside Out Leadership lesson. Today, I'm going to teach you how to counteract the 4 ways we poison a relationship so you can confidently partner, connect, and unite with others in work or life. So the 4 ways are divided into fight or flight mode, and some of us prefer one mode over the other. You know who you are. So first up is criticism. Criticism is bad when it's habitual or attacks the person's character or ideas, or by telling the other person what they should or should not be thinking, doing, or being. On the other hand, a complaint, it's about a person's behavior at a specific time or place. Criticism instead assumes the criticizer knows what's best and is shaming or blaming the other into submission. The solution, many. First, consider your words. Don't attack the person's character. Instead, address the action. Second, you get what you focus on. So focus on what you want and express that specifically. So for example, instead of you always think about your needs only when you have a meeting, you should ask others what they want. Say, I want to have a meeting where we can joint problem solve the issues together. Could we build this into the agenda next time? Or if you see the other person do what you want, say, I get so much value in your meetings where you ask each person to share issues and then we each get to share helpful feedback. Would it be possible to do this again? The third thing to do is to use a contrasting don't and do statement. So start with a don't statement to address a potential misunderstanding, and then follow up with a do statement to clarify your real purpose. So for example, imagine you're stretched too thin, working 12 to 15-hour days regularly, and you get feedback from your boss on not meeting expectations. And what you want is you want to clarify what their expectations are. So you'd start off by saying, I don't want you to think I'm trying to get out of work. I do want to focus on the right stuff and not be 50% done with 100% of the tasks. Can you clarify what you'd like to see done and by when? And then keep using don't and do until you get to be on the same page and you're partnering. Second, in the fight category is defensiveness. So defensiveness is a way to protect yourself from info that threatens you. You may deny it, minimize it, or act like a victim. It's worse if you immediately counteract with a criticism back. So the solution is first just to say, I hear you. Don't interrupt and listen for the specifics. You could say, for example, I hear you. It's not easy to hear what you're sharing. I want to still hear it regardless. Can you share more of your perspective, perhaps other examples of when you felt I dismissed you? And then at the end, be thankful and apologize. Even if you don't like what they're saying, be thankful that they trust you to even share and they're not withdrawing. So for example, say, I'm really thankful you shared this with me. I'm sorry for whatever specific thing that was brought up. Or you could also just say, perhaps my part in all of this. Okay, now there's some of us who just go straight to flight mode, or we start with fight and then we move on to flight. So the third poison is withdrawal. This is delaying, ignoring, or even blocking a request or a person so that you don't have to interact. Some of the solutions would be, first, if you're angry or don't feel like you trust how the conversation's going down, don't clam up or bail in hopes of delaying or permanently ignoring it. Instead, acknowledge the value from the other person. Say you need time to think, and then leave on an agreement of when you'll re-engage again. And then give yourself minimum 20 minutes to allow your brain's amygdala to settle, but try not to go more than 24 hours to talking. And the last poison is contempt. Contempt is looking down at someone as beneath or even worth your time. And it typically comes from pent-up anger and after withdrawal. So you can see some of these kind of lead up to the way they flow on the screen here. The solution of this is to become aware of the story, that little head, a little talking voice in your head that you're telling yourself about the other person. Are they really a villain? Are they, is this how a reasonable person may act that way? Could it be that they have other pressures that you're not aware of? Maybe you need to have some empathy to figure out what that is. Are you really a victim? Like, what are you not detecting about your part in the story? I like to take personal responsibility, by the way, because that means the word response is in responsibility. I get to own the response. I digress. The next two, they come from Chris Voss, and they go hand in hand. So mirroring will help identify like what shadows are in your thinking that you're not aware of, the unknowns. It also will sound like you're actively listening as you're getting information. So listen to what they say and then mirror back like 2 to 3 words in an inquisitive, upward inflection voice to show curiosity and that you're really listening to them, which will put them at ease. And this will help you to get more info. So for example, the other side says, I've had a really difficult year and it seems like you're discounting all the financial and personal stress I've been under. And you would say, financial and personal stress? They will respond back. I'm telling you, they will. It happens over and over. And then finally, label. A label is a verbal confirmation of the other side's feelings or positions. So labels usually start with, it seems like, it looks like, you look like. So you could say to them, it seems like you're really stressed. And they'll either confirm or correct what you're hearing so that that story in your head is based on facts. It will also give you so much more color to help you negotiate a better outcome. You can also poison the person in the mirror. Yeah, I'm looking at you. It's again, that same voice can be talking to you with criticism. So just remember, you're doing the best you can with the information and the skills you have today. So talk to yourself like you would talk to someone you love. And I'd like to end with this quote from Abraham Lincoln. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. We're going to be around people we don't like. Abraham put a team of rivals in his cabinet, so he had access to a wide range of opinions, which he realized would sharpen his own thinking. He found effective ways to interact with people that allowed them to feel understood and appreciated. He performed his best when he was around others who felt comfortable offering opposing perspectives or questioning his assumptions. And this helped him confront the national crisis of the Civil War. So I would love for you to share what other ways have you counteracted those relationship poisons. And until next time, cheers.